Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fishing with Matt channel. Today we're down the big beach at Abbotsbury with Dangler. We're going to give it an absolute crack and try getting some cod. So stay tuned everybody and hopefully we can get some entertaining and great footage and fish. Happy days. So as I said, we're down Abbotsbury. We're here on the Monday, I believe it's the 11th, and it's about midday now. So we're going after the obligatory cod down Chesil Beach. We're going for rays, we're going for bass, we're going for big congers. We'll see what comes out. What we're more than likely going to be seeing is pouting, whiting, strap congers and dogfish. But if we can get into a cod each, that'll be an absolute banging session for both of us and worthwhile the 2-hour drive. So yeah, sit tight everybody, I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for the support on the channel and the videos recently, it's amazing, I really appreciate it. And let's get into this video and try catch some fish. So, for this session we're going to be cracking out some new fresh rigs with nice sharp hooks. So the first one we've got is a cheeky little 3-hook flapper there from Rodeal off Amazon. Not sponsored or anything like that, it's just an easy way to get a flapper and it's pretty cheap and they're pretty good as well. And then we're going to be using some sea weight rigs that we've been sent from Kojak and Craig from Sea Weights, which is really kind of them. So we've got a 3/0 pulley one here and we've got a 3/0 up and over there. So I think we're going to start with the up and over rig, give that one a go and get some nice baits out. So I've got 3 rods with me, I think Dan's got 4. We're probably going to end up using 3 each if we can actually get out there, hold bottom and not lose our gear. So we're going to have a plethora of different baits out and we'll go through those baits in a minute. Alright then everybody, so here's a bait that we've got today. We've got 3 lovely cuttlefish. We've got some riot bait mackerel, some riot bait squid and riot bait sand eels. We've got a lovely pound of fresh dug ragworm and a pound and a half of blowworm. Both dug by our good friend George, so shout out to George, absolute legend, he dug this last night. We've also got a special guest here, a little garden worm that I found on the way, so we're going to put him on the hook and see if he does anything. You never know, might catch a cod on that bad boy. And then Dangler went to the Abbotsbury fish and tackle shop on the way, just a mile away sort of thing from the beach, and he picked up a wrap of black lug. So we'll give that a go and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we've got some lovely ragworm, look at the size of these bad boys. Absolute beauties. So we'll get baited up, well that's big, we'll get baited up and I'll show you what we're going to cast out there and hopefully we'll get into some fish. So to test the water, we're going to get the 3-hook flapper out with just a 3 standard ragworm. Classic old bait, good old bit of ragworm, so yeah, lovely fresh ones dug from the harbour by Big George. Nice plump juicy boys. So we'll get these chucked out as far as we can and hopefully get out of the surf. So we had a chat with some people that are fishing a little bit further up and they said they've lost a bit of gear, and we saw someone further up the beach as well snap off because the shingle's gone over their line. So fingers crossed we won't get any problems like that. The tide is starting to come in now. So I think at about near 6 o'clock I think is high tide today. So if we can get lucky and not lose any or much gear, then that'll be happy days. But when you're fishing beaches like this, there's always the chance of losing gear. As many of you have already seen, we have got this new microphone which allows us to do cool shots like this. So yeah, ups the production quality of the videos and I hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, we'll get this baited up, get it cast out and I'll get back to you all. Right then, let's go for our first cast down Abbotsbury. So unfortunately I forgot my rag with me today, as in a tea towel sort of thing. So I'm going to have to be using the floor or Dan's rag, which isn't the best of fun. There you go. Right then, whether you can see me or not, probably not. Let's get this cast out, hopefully as far as we can, without losing our life, and yeah, see what happens. Bit of ragworm came off on the way, but that's all right. So I'm going to let it sink and then hold my rod as high up as I can on the way up the hill, just to try and stay out of the surf and not lose my gear in the shingle. But there we go. Happy days everybody. First rod out down good old Abbotsbury. Sweet as a nut. Alright then everybody, so the first big bait that we're going to be putting on the up and over rig with a 3/0 hook is going to be a whole riot bait squid with 3/4 of these lovely yellow tail blow lugs. So I've got 3 decent sized ones and there's 1 tiny one in there just for good measure. We've got these on the bait mate and we're just whipping them on lightly. When you push it off it'll all come together a little bit more, but you don't want to squeeze the juice out of it too much. So just going to do that, and then what we'll do is we'll hook it in the squid side on the hook, which we'll show you, and go and put it on, cast it out. Sweet as a nut. Here we go then, so we've got that all wept up. Just going to slide it off gently. We've got our hook. I think we're going to have it, how do we want it? Probably like that, so the head is at the bottom, so put the hook through the squid, bring it out nicely. It's got a nice bait like that. Not saying this is the right thing to do, I'm just saying this is how I'm going to do it today. We've got the head and the wormy bit sticking out the bottom of the hook. So the idea is the fish will go for the head first, and then get hooked nicely. So yeah, we're going to get a nice bit of whipping on here. Not too tight, but we don't want it too undone so the bait just comes off or dislodges off the hook. But yeah, nice to put a little bit of footage of the baits we're going to be using. I'm not going to record every single individual bait we're going to do because that would be a hour-long video of me baiting up. So we're here for the fish. We'll see if this works. Should do realistically, but yeah, we're just getting the eye of the hook whipped on nicely because that is one of the best points to make sure the hook stays in place in the bait. So there you go. We've got a nice bait there if you can see it. The hook's nice and proud, and we've got a nice dangly bit here with the worm. So we're going to clip this on. It is a up and over rig, so we got a really long trace at about, what, just over 1 metre long. So yeah, lovely job. We're going to get that chucked out and hopefully get a coddy cod. So I'll quickly show you the rig that I'm going to be using for the big bait. Now this was made by Big Craig from Seaweight, so big thanks to him. And it was sent out by Kojak, so thank you Kojak for the package, I really appreciate that. Thumbs up to you my friend, absolute legend. So it's an up and over rig, so you've got your weight down here and you've got a little weight clip, hook clip there, sorry. And then at the top up here we've got a spring and a little bit where you can put your line in. So you get a longer snood, which is cool. So there you go, we're going to get that cast out and happy days we'll get into a fishy fish. Right then everybody, so Dangler's checked his rod because he had a bite and he had a little baby bullhuss. I've just brought my flapper in. As we go focus, we've got a little pouting, so nothing special. We've had our first fish on our first cast, so hopefully we can get some bigger ones of these would be pretty cool. But if not, we're looking for the other stuff, you know what I mean? But there you go, first fish out of the way. Here we are then everybody, so first cast on that big bait, we got a dogfish pretty much instantly. So yeah, I'm going to get him back and hopefully we'll get into something better. Right then everybody, so it's been about 15 minutes since that last bit of footage. So it's been non-stop. Been trying to get the rods in and out, looking after the bites and stuff like that, looking out for them. And it's difficult. We're high up, as I said, we're down at Abbotsbury, so there's a really big walk, so it's really tiring. So there's a big amount of surf, so if you can see or not, the rods there bouncing around quite often. So it's going to make bite detection really difficult until later on. But yeah, we've had, I think Dan's had a bullhuss and I've had a pouting and a dogfish so far on my first 2 casts, so definitely fish here. It's not a blank, so that's good. So for people that might be new to fishing or new to the idea of going to Chesil Beach, the question is, why would we go down to Chesil Beach? And the answer, plain and simple, is cod. So this is one of the most renowned beaches for cod fishing, and they call it the beach of broken dreams, because a lot of times people come down here and they'll catch one fish or no fish at all. But it's a hot spot for catching cod, which is why we're down here. But then there's also a chance of rays, there's a chance of bass, there's a chance of big conger, and just any other fish you can think of, basically. So yeah, that's why we're here. We're here for the cod. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get into one. We're getting a bit of a bite there, maybe. Yeah. Here we go then, everybody. Getting knackered from walking up and down this beach. But here's the next lot that we've got. We've got a double hookup of pouting there. So when it gets darker, which will probably be about 4 o'clock, it's worth sort of leaving these out there with pouting on about this size, because bass, cod and conger will happily snatch that up. So yeah, these are just perfect live bait, especially that one. That is a perfect live bait size. Obviously that one's probably about double the size. But you can get big ones of the pouting down here. You can get, you know, a couple of pound size whiting, and that's actually good for a meal. But these ones nowhere near, so we'll get these ones chucked back for the moment. But yeah, we're going to try something different on these flappers when I get a minute. We're going to do up some sand eel and squid wraps. We're going to do a really tiny strip of squid and cut the head and tail off the sand eel, and have really small match size baits for rays. So we'll get that a go, but we'll get these pouting back. So today's conditions down Chesil are about as best as it can get, really. The water is murky for miles. There's not a lot of wind at all. The surf isn't too bad. As you can see, it is still pretty big. There's a buoy, loose buoy over there, which, to be fair, it'd be cool if I go pick that up, but obviously very, very dangerous down here with the water. If you get swept in, not fun at all. So probably won't be going after that. But yeah, the conditions are pretty perfect down here. The surf's a little bit big, but obviously with the tide coming up, we've had to get out of it and over it. But murky water is what you're looking for when you're fishing for the cod, which is exactly what we've got. So yeah. All right then everybody, so I'm only going to show each bait how I'm baiting it up once today, because as I said, there'll be endless amounts of baiting up. So what we're going to do, we've got a lovely squid here, whole squid. Let's tilt you guys down a little bit more. Good old Riot Baits squid. Taking the head off, it's going to cut down here. And then we're going to cut it into 3 even strips. Now this is the first time that I've done a bait this small, to be honest. And the thing is, fish will take the small baits anyway, so no point chucking out massive baits when the fish will come in on something like this. So yeah, just cutting this into thirds. You're gonna need your bait elastic, which is hopefully in my pocket somewhere. There we go, lovely job. I'm gonna get a sand eel as well. I'm gonna be doing 3 of these baits, it's going on the 3-hook flapper. So I'm gonna cut the tail off and cut the head off. And then we're gonna get the strip of squid, place it on top, just like that in there. I'm going to whip these together and make a nice little wrap. And I'm going to put 3 of these on that flapper and see what happens. Now, if you've watched my videos and my channel, then you'll know the good old dogfish, they just love a sand eel. So most likely we'll probably catch a dogfish on this. But this is a great bait for bass, rays. I reckon a cod would take this, and then obviously the dogfish as well. Whiting will love this, pouting will love this. It's just an all-round great bait, but a bait this size is perfect for a ray. So yeah, just going to get the last bit of whipping on the tail down here. I'm going to tiny little bit more just over this side, just to make sure it's all nice and wrapped together. And there we go, we've got a lovely, compact squid and sand eel bait. That'll be great for chucking out and getting a bit of distance on it. And that's the perfect size for a ray. So there you go, we're going to make 3 of these and get these chucked out. Well, while doing that bait, the line went slack on the flapper and we caught another dogfish. We'll get him back. Got a bit of a weird black spot on him there, nice big old black spot. Never seen that before, but there you go. Another doggy oggy. Well, another sort of slack line, another dogfish, this time on double squid. Let's get him back and get the bait back out. So the next bait of choice for the big one is going to be cuttlefish and blowlug. So I've found that at least on the boat, you get better fish and better bites on the cuttlefish rather than the squid for some reason. But obviously that's just my experience. So yeah, we're going to get this cuttlefish and blowlug bait out. There we go, lovely job. Well everyone, I guess it's encouraging that there are little fish like this out there, because they'll be good for the bigger and bait fish. So there you go, another 2 pouting for me. We'll go chuck them back. And we're going to put the sand eel bait on. We just wanted to get rid of the last ragworm on that hook. There's no point in wasting it, because we haven't got a huge amount. So yeah, we're going to get these back and put 3 sand eel and squid wraps on and go for the ray. Alright then everybody, so the next bait we're putting on the flapper, as I said, is a sand eel and squid wrap. So we've got this ×3 on each of our hooks. So we'll give that a go and see if we can get a ray. Here we are then everybody. Oh, he's throwing stones at us, he's an angry boy. We're fishing with good old Dangler, say hello. Hello. Hello, how you getting on Dangler?
Got a sore bum.
He's got a sore bum. Any fishies?
I've had 2 dogfish and a pouting.
What about the bullhuss?
Oh yeah, and a baby bullhuss, bro.
Baby bullhuss, bro, sweet as a nut. Yeah? Well, we'll see what Dangler shows us on his video. But yeah, Dangler's got the same sort of bait as me. He's got a slightly different squid there. He's got the same one there, same sand eels, and then he's got a wrap of black lugs there.
Quite nice, to be fair.
Yeah, he got that from the old Abbotsbury place. So there you go, got some fresh black lug there. So we'll see what happens, my friends. But there he goes.
Big coddy waddy.
Big coddy waddies. Let's hope. Almost got wet there. Tee-hee. As I hopefully said earlier, you gotta be really careful down here, especially when there's big waves. If you get washed down into that, there's not much chance you're gonna get back out, especially if you haven't got a friend with you. So be careful going next to the water. We may meet your demise. What did I say? A dogfish do love a good old sand eel. So there we go, get him back. So in typical fashion, that bait that I put out, the old cuttlefish and blowlug bait, didn't get touched, even though I said it'd be a good one. So what we've done instead is put out a lovely little squid and ragworm bomb. On the other rod, we've still got the 3-hook flapper with the sand eel and squid wraps. So we're going to leave them out for a little bit longer, and we may put some blow lug out on their own. But yeah, so it's not going too bad. We've had some fish down here, at least we haven't blanked completely. We've still got plenty of time, we've got plenty of baits, and I've managed to make a couple of wraps up for when it gets dark. So it's just a waiting game really. Fingers crossed we can get that banging fish. If we can get a blonde ray, that's what I want to target, that's the target today. Blonde ray, which would be pretty difficult, a cod, which is obviously very difficult, and a bass would be nice to see. But even a double figure conger, that would be pretty sweet as well. But I'll keep you all posted, and we may be getting a bite on that flapper. So yeah, very nice. Me and Dangler had £1 for every time that a dogfish has slack-lined us today. We probably have about 6 quid. Look at that one, that's the tiniest one of the day so far. And he just slack-lined on that cheeky little squid and ragworm bait. So yeah, I was just about to do some casting practice from the other rod here with the multiplier on, because we've had to get that chucked out. Dan's got his 3rd rod out with a pouting bait. And I turned around, we had a slack line, and it's a dogfish. But yeah, that bait is definitely going to be one of my favourites today, I reckon. Nice squid and ragworm bomb, so we're going to get another one out. I reckon there's still one more use on that one, so we'll get it tied on again. But there you go, another doggy dog. All right then. So Dangler's got a 3rd rod out now, and he's got a whole pouting on there. He's also just missed a really nice fish. He had 2 bang bangs and a slack line, he wasn't looking. But yeah, he's got his 3rd rod out, and I brought my 3rd rod as well. So I did have 2 Penrath 1st edition rods, and obviously I still do. But I messed up the eyes on both of them in different orders. So I'm going to get one of them fixed and probably retire one of them. But I've got the 2nd Penrath rod out there, and that's what I'm using at the moment. That's what I'm using. So might have a slack line as well on the flapper. I'll check that in a minute. But yeah, I've got the Penmag 525 4 series, the 4th one, on the Penrath 1st reel. Reel, rod? God, this is difficult to say. It's only worth to say. But yeah, I've got the 525 reel on the 1st edition rod. It's a fixed spool rod, but obviously you can put a multiplier on, and vice versa sort of thing. Although it's, you know, not the best, but there you go. But whatever. We're going to get a 3rd bait out. We've got some Joey mackerels with us. Dan's put a whole pouting out on his one, so I'm going to try Joey mackerel on my one. So we'll give that a go. I'll show you how we're going to bait that up and get it cast out. All right then everybody, so this is how we're going to bait up a lovely little Joey mackerel. So what we're going to do, we've got a 2-hook pulley pennel rig here. We're going to put the 1st hook through the 1st dorsal fin, and we're going to get our bait elastic, and we're going to whip this one on. So you want to make sure these are whipped in quite well. You want to make sure there's loads and loads of bait elastic, as I said earlier, over the eye of the hook. Put it through a little bit as well, so you get a bit of bait elastic going over the top bit of the hook as well. Over ye old shank, if you know what I mean. Just keeping an eye on the rods as well, just in case. So yeah, plenty of whipping over the little eye there on the hook to keep the hook in place. And then obviously do it along the length of the hook and up to the curve. And then when doing a Joey mackerel, you want to carry on whipping your line for a 2-hook pennel all the way down. So keep on whipping and whipping and whipping. And then with the 2nd hook in a second, what we're going to do is cut the tail off and then stick it in the top of the bait. And we'll do that, if we can, at the opposite angle of the other hook for maximum bait presentation. So yeah, just going to get a little bit more whipping down over the eye. It's looking pretty good. There we go, so we've got the nice proud hook there. Let's get the other hook down the end. What you want to do is get the hook like that down the end, all the way near to the bottom of the bait. And you don't have to use any bait elastic on this one. What you want to do is get it and wrap it around the line 2 or 3 times. I'm going to go for 2, and then just want to whack it in the back of the tail. Just like that. Give it a little pull to make sure it's tight. And there you go. You've got a lovely little Joey mackerel bait. We'll cut the tail off to let some juice out. But as you can see, we've got a lovely bait with 2 hooks that are proud. Happy days. Right then, friends, we're getting a couple of taps on the old flapper, and we've got a slightly bigger pout. There you go. So the fish are getting bigger, it looks like. So if we can get a nice bigger one than that, I'll take it home, take it for tea. But yeah, that was on the sandeel and squid wrap actually, instead of the worm bait, which is interesting. But there you go, we'll get the flapper back out. As I said, we've got 3 rods each now, so whew, could start hotting up, let's see. Another doggy on the old wrap. We're gonna get a fresh squid and black lug or blow lug wrap on next. But yeah, the ragworm wrap, I'm liking it. But yeah, we'll do a blow lug next, very nice. Okay everybody, so we've got a pouting that we've caught on the flapper, and it's a rather small one, and it's on the bottom hook. So what we're gonna do now, it's getting darker, is we are gonna leave that on there and do some squid tipped blow lug and give it a go that way. But yeah, it's getting darker, the sun's gone down now, so I imagine in about 45 minutes to an hour, it's gonna be pretty much black out here, which is good. Good for the fishing, so yeah. Still give it a good old go. We've had plenty of pout, we've had plenty of dogfish. Dan's had probably the nicest fish in a bull husk, but it was only small. But yeah, we're having a good bit of fun with catching fish, that's the main thing, and it's nice to be out in the fresh air. It may not look that dark to you guys, because the camera will make it a lot lighter than what it is, but it's getting colder and darker now. So I'm gonna get changed back into my IMAX suit. We've just put out a stubble squid and blow lug wrap on the 3rd rod out there. And I've got a good bit of distance on the multiplier rod, so fingers crossed. We've got 2 blow lug and squid baits out there. I reckon it's about a good time to catch the fish. I'm just going to check when high tide is, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, fingers crossed. We had a couple of rattles on that flapper as well, so we'll have a look at that in a minute as well. I've had a look at when high tide is, and it's about 5:45. The time now is 5 o'clock, so we've got about 45 minutes until the tide is now at its highest point. It's pitch black now as well. So we've got a pretty good chance, or a chance, of getting into the cod now. It's the best time for it at the moment, really. We are going to fish it down till the low tide, or most of the way, which is about 11:45, 11:30-ish. So yeah, we're giving it our best shot. We've got 2 lovely baits out there, the 2 big baits, squid and the lug. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on the rods, and we'll see what we can get. We've had a few more pout on the flapper, but there's just no point in me showing that anymore, unless we get a big one. But yeah, I'll keep you all posted as always. Here we are then everybody. So we've had a couple of taps on the big baits. I brought them in, they're getting stripped a little bit. It's mainly the worms that are getting picked at. So it's probably smaller fish having a go at it at the moment. But we've got another wrap done up here. I initially wrapped up a whole squid and a couple of blow worms. And then what I've done now is I've wrapped another 4 or 5 on the outside. So we've got a nice pulley panel bait there with a 4.0 on top and the 5.0 at the bottom. So just get that cast out on the multiplier rod and hope for the best. So I just had a double hookup of a pouting, another one of decent size there, nothing massive again, and that was on the ragworm flapper. So you're going to get some more ragworm out and keep on targeting the smaller fish with a chance of catching a bigger one. Right then everybody, so I was just chilling over in Dan's camp, and I was saying, oh, it's going to be like that session we had down Eastney. I'm catching loads and loads of pouting, he's catching none. He's had a couple of fish here and there, but I reckon he's going to get that banging fish. Just like when we were down Eastney, he had that conger right at the end. And what does this lad pull out? Oh!
£8 one.
£8 one. And guess what? A 1.0 hook that was, a 1.0 hook.
And it came off as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it came off as I was bringing it up the beach.
Look at that, there we go. It's nearly the length of my arm. Oh, hang on. It's the length of my arm.
What an absolute pig, look at the size of him. Gee whiz, man. Lucky Dangler, eh? Right, we're going to have to get some baits, some fresh ones out, and hopefully get one myself.
Oh.
Crikey Mikey Dangler. Well, I've come and checked my baits after helping Dan, and of course, I've got a dogfish and 2 stinky pout. Ugh. Oh, recently I've been having a tough time with catching the bass, and now I'm having a tough time catching cod. What's going on, man? There's still plenty of time, so we'll put some more worm out and loads more baits. But yeah, I've got them all in at the moment, just checking them. So yeah, fingers crossed, we've still got plenty of time. So good old Dangler said that he caught that on the bottom hook on ragworm. So I've mixed up with a little bit of squid and a couple of ragworm at the bottom. These are basically the last ones that we've got. And it's pretty lucky that we got the old ragworm. I won't take away Dangler's cod, but he did only ask for blow lug, and I just got the ragworm for the sake of it. But there you go. Anyway, so yeah, we got the last sort of ragworm bait we can do. We got the 3-hook flapper, we got the nice bait on the bottom, and then we got another one there, and then another one somewhere up here. There we go. So we got loads of ragworm put on the hook. So this is a sort of last ditch attempt with the flapper and the ragworm, because as you can see, that is all we have left. Just 2 ragworm and a couple of blow lug, and we've got loads of blow lug left, but we shall see, my friends. Still using 3 rods, still got all the bait out, so yeah, we'll give it another go. So I'm just chilling in the tent, watching a bit of YouTube, and I've moved the rods around a bit, so I'm casting my flapper towards Dangler's area a little bit, because where I've had so many pouting and he's had one, it seems like we're fishing on different ground, even though we're barely 20 metres away from each other. But yeah, we're giving the tactics a bit of a change, and we had an absolute wallop on that rod, the green and yellow tip flapper one, with that big ragworm bait on the bottom hook. So I'm hoping, it's about a minute or two ago, I literally jumped, I'm laying down, I jumped up to go to the rod. So potentially we could have some decent fish in the area looking at it, if you know what I mean. So it's getting close to packing down time. We've probably got about an hour left. I think it's 8 o'clock now, and we're going to pack up at about 9. Dangler said that he's been getting no more bites anymore. I've been just catching constant dogfish, so there must be something going on out there. But yeah, it hasn't been too bad of a session, to be honest. Obviously Dan's caught his cod, which is absolutely amazing for him, and it was a pleasure to be able to help him get that fish in, bring it in, because obviously the hook snapped right when it got to the beach. So pretty scary, but there you go. But yeah, I've had close to 20 plus pouting and probably 20 plus dogfish today, and sometimes that's just the way it goes. But yeah, we've still got an hour left. I've just put 3 whole squids individually wrapped onto that flapper. We're going to try some cuttle strips later as well, probably for my last cast. And the other baits have got those massive squid and worm baits on them. So yeah, it's a last ditch attempt to try and get a codling for myself, or a cod. We shall see. But yeah, I'll definitely be back down Chesil some point. Even though it is far away to catch a lot of dogfish and pout, just the idea of being able to catch a nice big cod like Dan has, it just tempts you down there. So yeah, I'll keep you posted as always, and fingers crossed in the last hour I'll strike gold. Well, there we go then, everybody. I had plenty more fish after that last clip, but it was just dogfish and pouting, so I didn't really think it was worth filming them. I could have added another half an hour worth of footage with the amount of fish I had. It's just crazy. But yeah, oh, we're back again. So yeah, I dropped off Dangler. I'm home now. Got home about 12 o'clock at night, so not too bad. But yeah, Dangler caught that cod. That's great news. Fair play to him. Unfortunately, not one for me. But as always, next time, and we will be down Chesil Beach again. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for watching the video. I do hope you appreciated it and enjoyed it. I try to, you know, include all the baiting up and stuff like that, so it's still a worthwhile video to upload to the channel. But yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscription button, and there'll be plenty of more content coming soon to the channel, including Chesil Beach and maybe a trip to the Bristol channel. We shall see. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. See.